It is time. Welcome everybody. We're finally ready. It's the finale. It's the last episode of Bocchi the Rock and I can't really believe it. Holy shit. Like, I don't know how to feel. If I feel excited or nervous or whatnot. Maybe I'm feeling like Bocchi is feeling right now in front of the stage. Not sure what's to come of it, right? Not sure if we stick the landing. If we actually manage to get it done, but one thing's for sure, this is gonna be an experience, this is gonna be a show, and it's gonna be something we can talk about later. I don't know, I mean, I think I want to say a couple of words before we get this journey started for everybody who bought us to pay attention to it. If not, you can skip ahead to the reaction. But I think this is a series that will remain in my memory for quite some time because it's been very funny so far. It's been humorously showing something that is very, very true to life, right? That is absolutely something that reflects the reality going on inside of many people who have anxiety, who have even like general anxiety disorders, right? Social anxieties. There's always a difference, right? We talk about the difference between specific phobias, generalized anxiety disorder, which is like a generalized kind of feeling of anxiousness and nervousness about things, and stuff that is socially focused. I don't know where Bocchi would fall within that category. I think it's her thing. I don't know if it's even it should be a disorder. The vast amounts to which we show that, right? The intensity in which she experiences these things, and how they limit her or limited her in everyday life. This has been one hell of an exposure therapy for her in a way. Although most exposure therapies, interestingly enough, especially if it's specific phobias, are done within one session of like 2 hours or something like that. And maybe you do follow-up sessions here and there, but after that, it's a lot better, because once you're over that anxiety, once you realize that it wasn't all that bad, right? That there's a high point, that it doesn't infinitely scale, and at some point you're like, arrived at that point where it's like, this is the height of my fear, and the fear is slowly going back, and I do experience that, like a significant decrease of fear as I'm constantly remaining in this fearful situation. And I think in a way, maybe not one-to-one, but in a way Bocchi has been experiencing that, right? This wild, I mean, she's been screaming for it, right? She's been screaming for recognition, for actually being put out there, right? She did have a very, very strong motivation to go out there and conquer her own fears, her own worries about herself. And while that doesn't immediately fundamentally change the perceptions you have of yourself, right? The way you approach life, the way you receive feedback, because there's always kind of like those fundamental beliefs that we have at the base of it. Slowly and steadily, it will erode some of the negative beliefs that she has about herself, that she has about the world, right? That she has about social interaction in general, and it will get her more and more to a, let's say, normalized worldview, where she might still have her eccentricities, she might still have her weirdness in a way, right? Her botchiness. But she develops in that direction where she is in a normal state of being able to enjoy herself and express herself and put herself out there as the person she is, and get recognized by her friends, by her family, by the people close to her, and the people being in her direct social vicinity. And that makes me really, really emotional almost, right? It makes me very happy that to see such a progression, even if it's fictional in this context, right? Because it's an inspiring story. It's an inspiring story of like finding something you are good at, right? Finding something that you enjoy doing, and that you can be yourself in, and through that overcoming the difficulties you do have with your own with your own anxieties and your own worries about life and growing as a person, which is incredible. We haven't seen that much growth for any of the other characters, interestingly enough, in this show. I do feel like Nichika, Ryo, Kita, they, even by an extension, her family and Nichika's sister, who I still can't remember the name of, from the top of my head at least, Hiroi, all of them were kind of foils, were kind of stepping stones, kind of almost narrative devices, helpers, right? Friends for Bocchi to gain strength with and to follow their example and show her what to do and what not to do, right? Show her that people are not perfect, that everybody is vulnerable and everybody has their issues, but also show her that how she could approach overcoming that, right? And how while these people all have their own little particular issues, how in some aspects of their lives they do actually do things very well, and how to actually maybe take from that and transfer that onto your own. We have had a little bit of a view into Nichika's mind, which is very interesting. Her whole thing about being exposed to her sister's rock music and being fascinated from that place on, and wanting to make Starry, the club, this shining beacon of what she wants to represent in the world, which is very beautiful and also kind of hints at what her personal character journey will be down the line beyond that episode 12 that you're about to that we're about to watch. And we do have Ryo, who is kind of all I feel like Ryo is very funny and I relate to her a lot, but also I do feel like the problem with Ryo is there's no potential for development going on, because she seems very secure in her own personality, in her own identity. She seems very balanced in how she approaches life. And even though there's some eccentricities about her and some weirdness and whatnot, these are all things that don't bother her, and that are just part of her enjoying her teenage life, which is amazing. But also, while it leaves room for characterization, and we have seen characterization, it isn't something that needs character development to come out of it. Kita, we do have minor developments, right? We had that in the beginning where we do have her fleeing from the band and then making up for it, being a social butterfly, but also trying to uphold the expectations that others put on you, which is certainly going to be something that maybe beyond the anime, right, beyond what we have in material right now, comes to a talking point at some point, probably becomes a problem maybe, or becomes something that she has to contemplate and deal with on her own. But very much in most of these cases, this episode, this series and this season specifically has been very much centered on Bocchi and her own problems, on her world, from her perspective. Interestingly enough, with all of her problems, with all of her struggles, in an attempt to actually improve those struggles out of a motivation to get recognized by others, but also to please others and to help others. She has been inspiring and helping others more than she could have even conceived. And we've seen that in episode 8, when it all came to a head, and we had that talk with Nichika, and she said, you've been our hero throughout all of these instances where in the critical moments you were there and stepped up to the plate. And it is incredible. Like Hiroi observed during the series how much Bocchi has improved in such little time, and how much power, how much how much strength lies in somebody like Bocchi, who has an incredible motivation and drive and willpower to actually move in this direction, but also how scary and how difficult it can be to overcome such a such a condition, right? To overcome your own anxieties, your own problems, your own demons in a way, right? And get to the point where you do realize that, yes, this has been real, right? This has been a real experience for me, but it doesn't have to be this way. So what do I hope from this episode? I do hope that we can come to a nice conclusion. A really cool banger song would be amazing. It would probably be amazing seeing her classmates' reaction to what she has to bring to the plate with her band. Seeing them praise her and maybe join in, right, in the atmosphere of the concert. Incredible it would be to see her father's reaction. I do hope that we get something significant here to what she's been showing, because oftentimes I do feel like when you're talking to your parents, you can convey a little bit of what you're doing in your free time, right? What you're interested in and what you're doing, but oftentimes the gravity and the emotional significance and even just sometimes the skill involved and the effort involved doesn't even come across to them, because they're kind of removed from you and your life and whatnot, and you do have your own individual path to take, which you can't always share one-to-one, and the experiences are not always the same. But I do feel like her father, having picked up a guitar early in life, probably can relate to some of the things that she's been going through, maybe some of the song lyrics she's writing and some of the music she's playing in this episode then. And I do hope maybe we'll see something there. And obviously it would be cool to just see them as a band succeeding, right? Having their first outing outside of like their little protected environments of Starry. Making a nice band finish, and Bocchi having her final thoughts, I would say, right? Saying, this is my perspective going forward, because obviously this is what you'd expect as an audience going into a possible second season, or leaving it as a finish, right? As a fiend. Yeah, I can't wait. Hopefully it's going to be amazing. Hopefully it's probably going to lean more on the emotional side rather than the punny side, because we had a lot of episodes that were really fun and had a lot of like puns inside of that, and that's cool. And I do appreciate that, but obviously it's probably going to lean more in the other direction, but I'm looking forward to it either way. Let's get fucking into it. I shouldn't be talking like that for extended periods of time. Oh yeah, by the way, I need to actually... Right, before I forget it, this is a little bit new, not completely new, you know the deal. There is going to be a discussion video to this reaction, which is going to be linked right here in the description down below, or at the end of the video. I do hope you go check it out. If you want to see full-length reactions, I do have that for some of my reactions, but I do... for those, I don't have full-length reactions on YouTube. I do actually have them on Patreon, so go check that out if that's something you're interested in. It's the lowest tier, so yeah. We also have early access, so go check that out. Although at the time of releasing this, you should make sure to check my Patreon to see if early access is a thing that's up at the moment, because got some exam phases going on and whatnot, so it's possible that there's a little bit less than usual, or that there's some pauses in between here and there. But go check it out if that's something you're interested in, and if the thing you're interested in is in early access, feel free to pledge me to my Patreon. I would appreciate it. But without any further ado, I do have my headphones ready. I do have some Coke Cherry, which I don't do often, but yeah, special occasions and all that. Bocchi the Rock, episode 12 starts in a 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, and we're going right in. Never forget, okay. That sounds good. okay. Really getting us into that search for feelings in a shapeless cloud. Springtime of life, okay, and oh. I'm not cut out for that. Maybe you are, Bocchi, maybe you are. You don't know, you never know. Evanescence, using big words. Strangely positive for her, to be honest, as a song. Clinging on to the wind because it's leaving me behind otherwise. Interesting. Even school, wow, okay. So we're on theme even, right? And I do feel like we're testing on new songs, right? At least I do remember, I think, hearing about them wanting to test their new songs. That's a great start into the episode, though. You do notice something. Advertising. Become a constellation. I don't know what's going on with Bocchi. The strings kind of not tuned right. Ooh, this is jazzy, kind of. The fucking guys. I don't even know how much I can show of this. You know what? I might make full length available for free on Patreon for this one. Because of the so many music tracks. Ooh. Ooh, this is bad. Wait. Do we have a replacement guitar? Ah, this is make or break here. I mean, Kita has her guitar. Maybe she can lend her. What the fuck is she doing? Holy. I don't quite get it. I'm not that good at music. The bottleneck? Wow, this shot. Holy shit. I do love like we are not just standing there, we're exchanging gazes, we're looking at one another. Certainly must be exhilarating, right? Wow, what a sequence. Well, that's a promise. That is problematic, but focus on Kita, focus on Kita. What the fuck are you doing? Oh, please don't let her fall. The fuck are you doing, people? Honestly, L crowd. L crowd. That's legendary. Now everybody will remember you. It's fine. You didn't ruin anything. It's fine. But she's gonna have a concussion. What the fuck? Mm.
私は人を引きつけられるような演奏はできない。けど、みんなと合わせるのは得意みたいだから。これからももっとギター頑張るから教えてね。後藤さん。ひとりちゃん。はい。じゃあ先に。
Wow, okay, that was a jump. Even with the Chan. We went 2 steps ahead, right? We went from the Goto to the Hidori and from the Sun to the Chan. Good enough to support. You know, we're already talking about the fucking after party, what the fuck? It's the stage diver. The crazy rocket chick. Someday, not today. Because of the guitar.
顔を上げて、お父さん全然怒ってないからね。ペグが壊れただけだろ。 そんな心配しなくていいよ。
Gotta like get it repaired.
ライブ中になんて、なんかお父さん興奮しちゃうな。今は破壊専用ギターってやつも売ってるらしいし、今度のライブでしてくれよ。
娘をどの方向に持っていきたいんだ。
これもいい機会だし、一人も自分のギター買ってみたらどうだ？
それいいじゃない。
今回みたいに。
It actually is, right? Her own guitar equals her own identity in a way.
バイトはしてるけど、ライブのノルマで消えるから、そんなお金は。
お金ならある。
Holy shit, Daddy's got your money. Here. What a father.
うちはそんな切迫してないよ。
Bruce like, I'm earning real money. Believe me.
一定の再生数があるとお金がもらえるんだよ。動画サイトのアカウント、家族共有になってたのを忘れてただろ。
じゃあ、私のも
ちろん知ってるよ。ギターヒーローだろ。再生数結構あったから、お父さんこっそり広告つけておいたんだ。
Daddy's just gonna get it.
うますぎ。いつかこうやって必要になる時が来るかも。
Yeah, right. He saved it up for you.
練習頑張って演奏どんどん上手くなっていく過程が見れたのは。
He's been your secret fan all along, right?
お母さん。
お母さん音楽はよくわからないけど上手だな思ったよ。お父さん、お母さん。
まあそれに比例して虚言が達者になっていく過程は父さん悲しかった。
It's like
30万。
I mean, this is something all parents have to contend with, right?
10万前後のギターを買ったとして残り20万。この残りをノルマに当てる。2年近くはバイトしなくてもライブできる。
Bocchi, Chocho Mate, Chocho Mate.
今日のずっとキラキラしてるんだ。
Holy fucking shit. That is a scary Bocchi face. I know how you feel.
ああ、バイトがなんだって？
これからも精神血注いで仕事頑張ります。
なんで突然の決意表明？
バイト辞めるのを出すのが一番大変なんだ。バックレ。
At least not for you.
じゃなくてみんなに迷惑が。ぼっちちゃん、今日楽器屋さん行くんでしょ？何か店長さんに献上したら辞めさせてもらえるかも。今ならお金たくさんあるし。店長さんの今欲しいもの聞いてもらえますか？で、ぼっちちゃんが。お姉ちゃん誕生日近いし、プレゼントかな？
特にない。
いらねえだって。終わった。ぼっち、私はディングウォールとルフェの新作ヘッドレス、それとダークグラスのアンプヘッドが欲しい。皆さん、
Give me more free stuff, Bocchi.
ぼっちちゃん優しい。でも私はサプライズ派なんだ。
楽器屋さんと言ったらやっぱお水だよね。ねえ、ひとりちゃん、なんでこんなに楽器屋さんあるんだろうね。それは明治時代に日本で最も古い歴史を誇るプロオーケストラが結成されてから都内で音楽活動が盛んに。
Mrs. Music Buff is coming out again.
今日一日シュワってきそう。ここはよ、品揃えいいし。入りたくないな。本当はネットで注文しちゃおうって思ってたけど。通販サイトもいいけど、実際に触ってみて選ぶのがいいよ。
I mean, she isn't wrong, right?
楽器やって店員さん怖そうだし、もし話しかけられたりしたら。
お前このギター選ぶとかなかなかのじゃん。洋楽とか聞く？あ、聞かない？殺す！
イヤホンつけて
Chill, little Bocchi.
店長、すごいヘドバン少女が来店してきました。コアなメタルファンに違いない。お客様、メタル志向のギターをお探しな。このストラップかわいい。この色とか。
One of these days, Bocchi, you're gonna blend in a straight jacket.
ピックってこんなに種類あるんですね。イヤリングに加工しちゃおうかな。いいんじゃない？お客様、この後ハンドメイドショップ行きません？ すみません。このベースって試奏できたりしますか？
大丈夫ですよ。
戦うんですか？別にちょっと気になるから軽く弾きたいだけ。あ、スラップしていいですか？
はい、いいですよ。
これなんですけど。
いつまさか。
すごい。適当に弾いただけだけどすごいいいベース。
思想で本気出してどやるやつだ。
別にいいけどさ。何行くよ。そのギター気になるの？いや、そういうわけでは。
Ooh, she gonna buy it for her?
私は両先輩からお借りしてるギターがありますので。ギターは何本あっても困らない。みんな楽しそうでいいな。あ、これが漫画でよく見るドラマ孤独問題か。私もギターとベースガチャおうかな。
普通に弾くようでだよ。
そうか、寂しかったのか。
今度はドラム専門校ね、秋葉にあるから。
これかっこいい。
ヤマハさんいいですよね。それ特注仕様なんですよ。
Custom made.
ですけど、すごくいいギターですよ。あ、よかったら試奏なされますか？初めてのギターならシールドとミニアンプも揃えた方がいいですよ。
買います。
ぼっちちゃんも持ってるでしょ。方でしたか。失礼しました。
いえいえ、大丈夫ですよ。この子のギターが最近壊れちゃって。
She's a
今日は
doll.
楽器を探しに来たんです。ひとりちゃん。
今時
Thank you,
学生
Kita.
さんでも何本も持ってる方いらっしゃいますからね。
そうなんですね。このギター気に入った？ひとりちゃん。このギターにするそうです。ね、ひとりちゃん。
ありがとうございます。
They are really, like, she's really close to her.
人形みたい。最近成長したと思ったけど、こういうとこまだまだだな。
よかった。
It is what it is.
私が転勤してメンテナンスもしてたんです。すごく作りが良くて、私もお気に入りで。
Mm,
この
alright.
ギターもお客様に選ばれて嬉しいと思いますよ。お買い上げありがとうございました。ありがとうございます。お客様、ギター忘れてますよ。
どんだけ帰りたかったの。
The best store owners are the ones who actually care about the things.
いいギター見つかってよかったね。はい。
どうする？なんか食べて帰る？
今日は解散。
なんか用事？
ぼっち、早くギター弾きたいでしょ。
We're gonna go play.
また二人だけ通じ合う感じ出してる。まあ落ち着いて。そうだ。じゃあ今からスタジオ借りてひとりちゃんのギター披露目会します？いや、それはちょっと。
まあ明日みんな練習するしね。そん時のお楽しみにしよう。
はい。
文化祭も終わったし。
Yeah, what's next? I do love this shot. We all see them walking independently. And I guess then we're getting to see them all together. Or maybe not. Kind of starts almost like the beginning of the first episode. Wow. Bocchi ga Bocchi. でしょ? And she has it in her closet, of course. I love this song. It's really great. Heart lamenting about something that never was mine, okay. It's almost a love song, which is very interesting. And the playground, where it all started. Heroes Club. The telephone lines. Above story. Thank you, Cloverworks. Amazing anime. All right. And here we have her on her way to school, I guess. Oh no, on her way to work. Aki Hamaji. I do assume... I mean, I don't quite remember, but I do assume that's our author slash illustrator slash whatever, mangaka. Yeah, wow. Don't know what to say about this show other than great, amazing. There's so much to enjoy about it, right? The way it can switch seamlessly between comedy and heartfelt. The way we do have this feeling, this, and I'm gonna look that up, right? The thing with the bottleneck. I'm gonna look that up before the discussion to see what that is all about, because yeah, it makes you curious about the intricacies of music as well and about how it all works. I love music. I love listening to music, enjoying music, but I'm not somebody who has ever created music, and as such, it is very interesting to see that there's all kinds of things that we don't know about it, right? That the music scene definitely knows and appreciates, as we can see with Rio. But yeah, her dad making the AdSense account that she can earn actual money, but not telling her, being like, okay, I'm gonna save that up, and once she needs it, I'm gonna give it to her, which is very sweet in my opinion. Yeah. Her breaking the guitar, which is kind of like sad, right? Because you have an emotional attachment to the objects we carry around, right? Especially the ones which have been passed down to us by people who are very dear to us, in this case her dad. But he's been so proud to see her up on stage. Her diving into the crowd, I was like, come on, L crowd, like holy shit, L crowd. Just catch her. She's like what, 30 kilo, maybe 40 kilogram. Like, she ain't heavy, okay? Just smacked her on the ground, concussion and all. Fucking hell. But not for Bocchi, for the crowd, really. And then people walking past her being like, oh, it's that rocker chick. How quickly you can get a reputation. That is definitely something very funny, that people who barely know you and just know that one thing, that one fact about you, are like, oh yeah, that's that person, and for the rest of their life, you're that person for them. Which, I mean, it doesn't matter, right? Because you don't have any personal connection to that person. It literally doesn't matter what they think about you, but in the end, it's very funny how people can just save that little piece of information in there, and just this gross oversimplification of an individual, of a person, of a human being. But either way, it's very cool, very, very neat. I do wonder if we should go through it for a second, but I think not. I think we'll talk about it just like this over here, and if you want to see more, check out the discussion, and there'll be more and more intricate going through the episode and all of that, and just talking about it. What did I think about the anime in general? I think I said a little bit something in the beginning of the episode already, before we started the episode. I do really like it a lot. It is very relatable. We do have a very deeply personal journey, of course, that has a lot of relatability on all kinds of ends, right? Be that depression, motivational issues, ADHD possibly, anxiety, nervousness, being a teenager in general, right? This desire for recognition that we have in deep inside of ourselves, to be acknowledged as the person we are, right? That the person we really are, from people. And oftentimes, in the cases of many people, that might lead you to not becoming who you are, right? Trying to change yourself in order to have people like and recognize you, but then you have to ask yourself, how far are you removed from the person who actually wanted to be recognized, to be liked, to be acknowledged in the beginning. I think it's beautiful how they built in a decent amount of songs into this episode and just let the feeling carry you. In the final edit, I think I'm gonna do it like that and just maybe just give you the full episode, right? Well, we're gonna mute places where we need to mute and obscure the screen a little bit, as we always do, and hope that YouTube's just gonna be alright with that, because I do love to do that for final episodes. So final episodes are always something special, and this one is no different. Having that stunning conclusion to this story about just how this girl that was felt very different from other people very early on in life and had that growing distance between her and her peers. Only really had a lot of contact with adults and developed a lot of anxiety issues over time about being in public spaces and talking to other people and socializing. How she was constantly motivated to change that fact and to just connect with people, and desperately kind of internally screaming for that. And how at some point, through maybe one or two lucky circumstances and also actions of her own, right? Taking that guitar with her to school, even if directly at school nothing happened, led her down this path of self-improvement, of personal development and growth, of recognizing that the world isn't as harsh a place as you might make it out to be in your horror scenarios and nightmares. That if you take a step out, yeah, you can get hurt, right? That happens all the time, but equally so, there's a lot of good opportunities, a lot of beautiful, beautiful things that can come your way. That present themselves to you and that you can grab and experience warmth and friendship and human emotion and recognition and admiration. Develop something of a hobby, right? Something you do love and you enjoy doing. Something maybe that your entire being burns for. That people even tell you that you're very good at. Which is always something great to hear, right? If you put a lot of effort into something and you recognize that you're not too bad at it, and then people come towards you and they're like, I think you're really great, right? Especially for the time and effort you put in, even for that, you're really great. And that is a great thing to hear. And that is a great feeling to have, because it kind of validates all of the effort you put into it and all of the hopes and dreams you put into it, and also the love and the passion you do have for this thing that you have developed, for this thing that is kind of your thing at this point. But yeah, that was Bocchi the Rock episode 12. I do hope you enjoyed it. I have the entire series reaction, right? If you haven't seen the other ones, go react to them. Definitely go watch/rewatch the original series on the official sources. It deserves all the support it can get. Maybe we'll talk about it at some point in time. I don't know. I haven't done my Made in Abyss talk either, but I'm still planning to do it. And I guess on to the next one. What comes after this? For now, nothing, right? Technically, indirectly, Technolize is gonna replace this. We're gonna shift around the schedule a little bit, and we'll see what's next. We definitely have a lot on our plate. Monogatari, ReZero when it's coming out. We still have Spice and Wolf going on. We have Monster going on. and like I said, Technolize, which is also going to come to the channel. So that is more than enough for now. But when there's a new slot that's to be filled, I'll do another poll, and then you all can vote for what you want to see. There's definitely gonna Girls Last 2 is definitely gonna be on it because it was the runner-up for this poll. And I definitely plan to watch it at some point in time. If it wins the next poll, we don't know, right? Depending on what's on the poll, and we'll see if it wins. If it wins, nice. If it doesn't, then we'll do it another time. It's definitely not gonna disappear from my list. And I do hope, obviously, that at some point in time we're gonna get a second episode of Bocchi. But that's about it for the reaction. Go check out the discussion if you want to. Thank you to all my patrons for supporting me and for voting this series into the reaction slot. Thanks especially Cardboard, who's supporting me very, very thoroughly. Thank you also to a couple of other people who are at the current point in time. FBI, Endymion / Andrew James, well, Endymion aka Andrew James, Andrew Muggleton, Cap Wolfbane, TK12, Blitzcam, Nicholas Maffei, Miss Teckelchen, Byakuran 11. I don't know how maybe I need to use another language for the 11, but Byakuran 11. Ikoduj, Sal, the Blue Savior, Marco-san, Oliver Rubenson, and Geniar. Yeah, and thank you also to a lot of other people who have been supporting me throughout, like, for example, Unilever, Helios, Prometheus, Matthew Bremer, Inzo, Inter Students, Nevermore has been on my Discord for a long time, shout out to you, and many, many more. Yeah, thanks a lot for supporting me, and I'll see you in the next reaction series or on the next reaction I'm gonna release. Go check out, I don't know, I think this is gonna come out after Monogatari, so I think the next one this week will probably be JJK or a monster or something along those lines. We'll have to see. See you soon.